Hello everybody and welcome to hole number 6, a par 5 of the Eagle Peak in the Fall Major Tournament. This video is sponsored by Golf Clash and Playdemic, so let's go. I'm going to show you two ways on how to play this hole. First, I'm going to show you a way when we do have a slight tailwind but more like crosswind. The drive is going to be affected more by the wind as we're playing downhill. So we're going to add 20% extra to our adjustment, and I'm actually going to go for the double bounce. And the double bounce mean that I'm going to bounce one time here, and then I'm going to bounce one time just before the rough. And that is because I do know that I'm not going, even if I would be going with max overpower here, I wouldn't be able to clear the rough in just one try. So then I do go safe and bounce a double bounce instead to get the result like this. Now we're going to have a good, unfortunately a good amount of distance towards the pin to play, but it's definitely going to be possible to get it in the hole from that distance. And I do believe that the key to get an albatross, or at least a decent attempt for an albatross, is to reach over to that fairway position there. If we do have headwind, we cannot do that, and I'm going to show you that in the next example when we're done with this, how you actually can play going for the left side, right side, left and right. So our opponent's going right here, going and cutting the rough here, and this I can say directly will not be able to reach for the green in two, not going to be possible. So now you can see here, having some headwind here, I'm going to use the fairway before the rough, and it's going to be very tough here to get this ball to not cut the rough. One thing that we can do, we can use some distance, bounce in the rough and do a double bounce again, but the double bounce with the first bounce on the fairway then on the rough, it's going to be very hard to control. 7.9, we're going to be in maximum distance of a club, and we're going to have to go with a slight amount of overpower. I'm going to play 7.9 rings for 7.9 miles per hour, so 1-on-1. Slight amount of overpower. Unfortunately, I do hit it great on the right, and I'm going to miss right. But you can see the thing there. And of course, if we do have another club, then we don't have to go with overpower. And let's say we would be having crosswind, or not that strong headwind, or maybe tailwind, then we wouldn't in that case be having to go with overpower. And that's something that is very important to have in mind. But that is kind of the normal way to play hole 6 if we do get a decent win for the first for the drive, because that is going to decide everything. For the second example, I'm going to show you now when we're going to have some slight headwind, and when going over there is going to be very tough how we're going to do then. Because we cannot get stuck in the rough, then we're not going to reach at all. It doesn't really matter what we do. Then we're not going. Then we need to find a way to play on the right side. And I do believe for those that are going to try out Master, if we are not having a decent win, this is going to be a very interesting way to apply there as well. Our opponent is going to go with curl and going to do a conservative way on the right here, which is good. The fairway is a bit uphill there on the left side, so it shouldn't be a problem to get the ball to stay, even though we hit it great on the left side. So I'm going to play with Titans. I do have a power 3 ball. That is going to be important. An important part with this hole as well is that do pack a big dog or a cataclysm if you have it in a decent level, so you're not going to struggle that much if you do find yourself in a position where you cut the rough and go short, either straight forward or to the right. So we go to the right here, max top spin, max side spin, want to gain as much distance as possible without risking the rough. Okay. Part 1 done. So what to do now? We have a bunch of trees in our way. And yes, we're going to go for a rough bump. There is actually a spot in between two trees, which is possible to play with. It's not going to be a good, a super situation for the albatross, but at least we are going to find ourselves in a way where we're going to find an easy eagle with a position that is very, very tough. Our opponent is having a sniper, and again, if you do risk going a little bit short, pack a big dog or a cataclysm. You do get some distance, so you don't have to overpower and risk it. Our opponent does it well to get it out to the firewall, but this is a pretty long. This is a pretty long wedge shot that our opponent is having. So look at us now. I'm just going to take a look. We actually have a lot of space here in between the trees here. And again, the sniper doesn't have enough distance here in my opinion. So we do need to play with another wood club. We are going to aim up, so the ball, you can see on the ball guideline there that the ball guideline is going to be coming in from the right to the left as the green slopes down to the left. Now we're going to go short. We're going to reach to the green, but as we do not overpower, we're going to go short as we lose distance in the rough. But there you can see an alternative way, especially if we have to play right, that we can go for the rough bump. And if we want to go with a little bit more aggressive way, then we can go with a slight amount of curl to the left, and of course going with a little bit overpower. But if we do play right, it's only going to be so important to get that ball to green so we can secure the eagle. So this was 2 ways, no, this 4. 2 ways to play hole number 6 of the Eagle Peak in the fall major tournament. If you do have any questions, please let me know in the comment section below. Video here is sponsored by Golf Clash and Playdemic. Good luck in the fall major.